Yachad's work is more important than ever in these times, where the division is not only between Israel and Palestine, but is also growing out into the Middle East and causing shockwaves around the world. And that divisive politics is in our constituencies. It's in London, it's across the country. We need to work together.
Yachad brings people together around a set of such important issues and enables them to use their voices as members of the British Jewish community, but also as members of British society to amplify calls for freedom, security, dignity for Israelis and Palestinians.
It's always felt incredibly important to me that there's a place that can magnify a voice that's pro-Israel, pro-peace, pro-two-state. And I think the leadership from every level in Yachad over now, well over a decade, has been extraordinary in helping that happen.
It's really easy when you're working on a conflict that is so divisive and so polarised, like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, to throw up your hands in despair and admit defeat. But when you do that, essentially what you're doing is you're ceding the ground to the people that would like to see perpetual conflict and perpetual division. And the reason that Yachad is so committed for the long term is that we know that change doesn't happen overnight, and you need people that are continually pushing for a different type of future.
We need to have conversations that are well informed by lots of different opinions, and I think that's what Yachad really brings to the table, looking at all sides, a nuance, looking in depth, and we've got to understand that as politicians. We bring that back to Parliament.
So I've been on trips to Israel and Palestine with many other members with Yachad. We visited kibbutzim attacked on October the 7th. We visited Jerusalem and the West Bank.
We also, Mr. Deputy Speaker, met some remarkable people. Rachel Goldberg, whose son Hirsch is still being held by Hamas. Mao Zinon and Yonatan Zaygin, whose parents were both killed by Hamas. A group of young Palestinians who yearn for freedom, all of them dedicating their lives to peace. They were the threads of hope that we met on our visit.
When a Yachad supporter writes an email to their MP, not only are they one of hundreds of supporters doing the same and making sure that politicians in Parliament are hearing the voices of Yachad and its supporters, but they're also engaging in a really important exercise in communicating to their elected representative their own beliefs and their own values, and how the British government and parliamentarians can act to realise a better future for Israelis and Palestinians.
In these debates where we're trying to inject some level of nuance, to be able to say there are Jewish voices speaking with us on these issues, and actually the power of being able to say that, please don't underestimate it. It's incredibly, incredibly important.
It's informed the debates that I get involved in, and it's informed how I am working with the government to push them to do better.
It's been a really challenging time for the British Jewish community and how it engages with the politics both in the Middle East and here at home. Those challenges have also presented the possibility for Yachad's work to obtain a greater sense of importance and scale in what we do.
We work with synagogues, with youth, with students. It's so important that a voice like Yachad's is heard loud and clear within our community. More than half of British Jews feel that the way that Israel has conducted the war in Gaza conflicts with their Jewish values. That's such a painful place to be in. Yachad exists to provide a space for those people so they can feel a sense of connection, community, and get trusted information about the conflict.
Meeting some of the people that Yachad have brought to the United Kingdom, to New London, to some of the other communities that I partner with when I work with Yachad has been incredibly helpful. We talk, we engage, we discuss, we debate. We had sermon labs to think about how do you engage with Israel from a pulpit.
We've seen significant change inside the Jewish community. So whether that is the hundreds and hundreds of kids in their youth movements who spend time meeting and visiting Palestinian communities on their Israel Tour programs, something which Yachad brought to the community, or the rabbis that are able to visit the West Bank and understand the situation on the ground. All of these changes have happened because of the work of Yachad. And it's really clear that our presence inside the community has significantly helped to shift the dial and shift the conversation.
For young people, something that Yachad as an organisation provides is involving young people in lobbying and activism and teaching them that they have just as much power as every other bystander and onlooker. One way in which Yachad has really changed the way I understand the conflict came about on the Belfast trip, which was part of the Yachad Fellowship. The whole trip sort of put such a stress on every single person who is involved in the conflict needing to have a seat at the table to begin discussions, even if right now they're unwilling to make eye contact and talk to each other.
I know from my experience going on the Yachad Israel-Palestine trip in September that activists that we meet on the ground, the different organizations, when they see us and hear from us as an engaged diaspora and who agree with them, they are further impassioned in their work. And that, of course, makes a difference on people on the ground.
There is a real deep need within our community to find a way to make a positive contribution to what are very bleak circumstances. The next 12 months are impossible to predict what will happen, but what I do know is that when we hear the stories of people whose day-to-day lives in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories are affected by the conflict, we're given a responsibility to act.
I think it's always very tempting to just give a nice sermon about, being nice to one another or how we should observe Shabbat more effectively. But I think that there is a cost if we shy away from the most important issues that are facing us as a people, both in this country and in Israel.
We have a lot more influence and sway over what's going on in the Middle East than we often realise.
Another future is possible for Israelis and Palestinians, and we have a role to play in building that future.